think getting outdoors is something that humans need to do. Humans weren't really designed to live in concrete boxes and walk around on concrete pavements. They were designed to live in a natural environment where the ground was softer and stuff fell out of the sky onto you, because your skin's waterproof. It only goes as far as your skin. So tenting's quite good. You get a lot closer to what's happening. I go regularly camping, and the amount of times I've sat with my sons in the tent, and it's been absolutely chucking it down, you know, typical Scottish weather. And we've just had a good time inside playing cards, because there's no point going outside, you're going to get wet. So you're just sitting inside, loads of noise, things happening, and enjoying yourself. One of the fun things, as Joe Way mentioned in one of our talks recently, is setting up the tent. That can be a lot of fun, and it can improve your creativity, as Joe showed in our photograph, because you've got this bit of cloth, and you've got various hard bits of things that sort of go together with it, and they hold the bit of cloth up and keep it in one piece. And I just bought a tent tonight, interesting enough, it's still in my car in the box. And when we put it in the car, I thought, this is going to be interesting first time out, because it's much bigger than a tent I've had before, and it's got these poles that go through loops, so you have to lie these poles out. They probably lie from about here to over where our Toastmaster is, and then you stick them through the tent, and it's going up and over, and you're trying to get it in, you're saying to the other person, hold it there, and you've got this in, you're trying to jam it in, and it's not really working, and it's pinging about, and then you realise that the wind's getting up, and as soon as you put this pole up, the wind gets under the tent, so you say to your other son, could you hang on to the front of it for a minute? So it's great, it's team building. And you have to try and stay calm, because it's actually quite easy to lose it a bit when you're out tenting, especially in the setting up process. So that's the fun you get before you even start just setting it out. But what's even more fun is if you turn up late, and that's happened a few times, and it's absolutely pitch dark, and it's not a proper site, so you're trying to get the canal manoeuvred so you can get a little bit of light coming out, and if you can't, you just have to do your best. But then the best thing happens is the next morning, you wake up, you hear the noise you haven't heard before, perhaps if you're next to the beach, you'll hear the waves lapping in and landing on the beach next to you, and you look in the tent and you go, wow, never been here before, never seen this view before. And you come out, you don't get that in your house, because you go out and you go, oh, that's the street again. But when you come out of the tent first thing in the morning with a light in the dark, it's always quite spectacular, because it's like a new beginning. You see something out there. And that's one of the other things I like about tenting, is when you're out there in these places, you sort of get in your tent and you see, oh, there's some other people here, so you shoot the breeze with them, because you're all happy campers, you know. And I've met quite a lot of interesting people on campsites, because you're sort of in a common predicament, especially if it's been really horrible, really windy or really wet the night before, because you're all coming up your tent like drowned rats, you know, going to try and brush your teeth and stay dry. And people are starting to talk about things, say, oh, well, why are you here? No, we're here for the hills, or we're here for the sailing, or we've travelled all the way around, we're actually hitching around Europe. So I find it always quite interesting just striking up conversations with people. But one of the other things that we do, which is on the social side of tenting, is quite often for races, when there are more remote races, we'll, instead of staying in bed and breakfast, we'll go up the night before and we'll camp, and then we'll stay the night after and camp. And there are famous races I go to each year in the Isle of Jura. You have to go over on the Friday on the ferry, and then once you get there, you have a 7-mile bike ride with your tent and everything on your back. Put your tent up, and then the next day you run the race, and you can't get off the island because it's too late after you finish the race to get the ferry out, so you have to camp another night. And there are football pitch in front of the hotel, and it is absolutely jam-packed with tents. You know, the runners from all over the UK, so you have to go to a ceilidh and drink lots of beer. It's really hard ground. I can't sleep if I don't have another can of beer. So I find it good fun, and because everyone's in the same predicament, you're having a good laugh. But I do like going out with friends, going to new places, because it gives you another insight into people as well. If you're used to seeing people in a sort of normal square box type environment, and you start getting outside and going out to the hills and putting up with weather, putting up with midges, anyone who's not had the pleasure, they don't really exist in Scotland, honest. visit Scotland, they would tend to agree that we don't have these bad things. But once you've gone through that, you can see the other side of people, because some people deal with lots of stuff thrown at them quite well, and other people, once things start going wrong or aren't going very well, we say, oh my goodness, there's a completely different side of this person coming out. What do you mean? I can't put my hair dryer in to do my hair. So, testing brings out the best and it brings out the worst in people. I think you should seriously consider, if you've not gone camping before, think about it and find a friend and go camping with them. So thank you very much.